Hey boys and girls. All right, I have a really fun question of the day for you. So, everyone, really try to think really hard. All right? What do you think you're going to learn about next year? Can you make a guess? A prediction? What you get to learn about next year? Some of you will be in kindergarten, and some of you will be back at preschool. So what do you think will be so important to learn? You know what? No matter if you're at the preschool again, back in our classes, or if you go to kindergarten, next year, you're going to learn more of the amazing stuff that you've already been learning. All right, we learn about math. We learn about books and reading and writing. We learn how to build and solve problems, do puzzles. We use our minds to figure things out. We do music, we do art, we do all kinds of things. And we'll keep doing that in class next year. And if you're in kindergarten, you're going to get to keep learning so many cool things. So, I wanted to do a fun project today. We are going to do a little bit of science. All right, I have a special thing set up here. Okay, we're going to do an experiment. So in every one of my bowls here, I have an ice cube. Now, I looked through all my ice cubes and I got ones that were about the same size, 2.5 inches. So, the first thing we do when we do science, we have to make sure we get all the information. I am going to set an ice cube on this paper and mark how big it is. Let's see, get it to that side. My ice is just starting to melt, which is perfect for our experiment. All right, so this one, the first one, see, it's getting our paper wet because it's starting to melt. It goes all the way from that line to that line. That's how long it is. All right, we're going to do one for each. Then we have a really fun question we're going to do. All right, let's see how long this one is. This one I measured this way. And it goes all the way from that line to the line on that side. So these are both pretty big ice cubes. They cover most of my paper. All right. From there over to here. Okay, one more. Now, right now, all the ice is about the same size. There to there. They all go across my papers. They're all about the same size. And right now, they're all the same temperature. Remember, a temperature is how hot or cold you are. Now, we're going to do something to our ice cubes. We're going to see how fast they melt by using different kinds of water. All right, what kind of water do you think is in this cup? Remember, that blue is for cold. This is cold water. Our next one isn't so dark. It's a lighter blue. This water isn't as cold. This water in this bowl is starting to warm up. And what do you think? What kind of water would we make a red label for? Just like on the faucet, hot. So this one is hot water. All right, so we have cold. We have just kind of room temperature, regular water that was sitting out. We have warm and we have hot. Right, I'm going to take half a teaspoon of my cold water and put it on top of that ice cube. The next one, I am going to put some regular room temperature water. The next one, do you remember? That one was the just warm. Going to dump that on my ice cube. And the last one, the hot water. What do you think is going to happen to all my ice cubes? Let's see. So I put some on each. Make sure the water is all over it. All right. We're going to do it one more time, and then we're going to measure. We're going to see if our ice is still the same size it was. Which one do you think is going to be the same size? The cold water one? The room temperature water? The warm water? Or the hot water? Which ice cube is not going to melt as much? Or which one's going to melt the most? Okay, we are ready to find out. I am going to take my first one and I am going to put it right between those marks. And I'm going to remark where it is. Okay. You know what? The marks are in the same place. The cold water didn't melt at all. Right, here we go. This is the next one, the room temperature water. I'm going to put it in between. And I'm going to mark it. Okay, ready to see what happened to this one with our little bit of cool water? Here we go. All right, so that's how big it was, all the way from there to there. But you know what? Now, the lines go here to here. It got smaller. See how the lines got closer together? This ice cube shrunk. It got smaller. Now the one that was in the warm water. All right, let's find out. Okay, ready to check this one out? That's where it was. And there's the new line. See how it got smaller on that side? It was right here, and then it shrunk into there. So warm water melted that one more. Now we're going to try the hot water. Okay, are we ready for this one? Okay, I've marked this one. That's where it was, and it shrunk into there. That's how long it was. Now it's only that long. So now, what do you think if I put even more of that water? Yep, my water is still nice and hot. Okay, I am going to put 2 more of these on each. That was the cold, the regular cool water, and here is our warm water. hot water. Get the hot water all over that. Right. Ready to see if they shrunk any? Okay. Right, here we go. I'm marking our first one. So the first time, our cold water one didn't shrink. Do you think it shrunk this time? You know what? It did not. It's the same size. Let's go for our next one and see. This one shrunk the first time a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. Let's see what happens now. So, let's see over here. That was the first time. That was the second time. And you know what? It's still there. It didn't shrink anymore. So it shrunk one time and stopped. That's our warm water one. Now we're going to go, or that was our regular cool water. We're going to go to the warm water next and see what has happened. Okay, I am going to hold my fingers on the new marks for you. So, it was over here, now it's gone to here. That looks really light because the paper's getting wet. So it shrunk again. Okay, now our hot water. Let's see what happens. Okay, ready to see if our hot water one got smaller? So there, that was how big it was. Now I have to move my fingers in because it got even smaller. So what happens with the cold water to the ice? It doesn't melt at all. It keeps the ice cold. The cool water, it makes the ice shrink a little bit and then it stops. The warm water made our ice shrink a little bit every time. And the hot water shrunk the most. So what kind of water shrinks ice? It's the hot. I want to show you. Look how much smaller our hot water one is. It kept going. It kept shrinking. Okay, one final test. For our cold water, I'm going to put this right into all the cold water. Our cool water, I'm going to put that one right in there. Our warm water, right in there. And our hot water. Goes the ice. All right, let's turn around and see what happens. Okay, are you ready for this? Our cold water, our cool water is smaller than the cold water. Is the warm water going to be smaller than the cool water? Whoop, it is. Look, it's shrinking this way too. It's getting skinnier. And you know what? There's no more ice in here. It completely melted in our hot water. so we can see each one. The ice stays the same, gets a little smaller in cool water, little smaller in warm water, and it melted completely in hot water. Because the water changes the ice's temperature, makes it colder or hotter. All right. Maybe you guys can play around at home with some ice and try this with your family. Ask them to do this with you and see what happens to the ice. How fast does it melt? What kind of water makes it melt the fastest? Remember, we had all our different kinds of waters here. All the different temperatures made all the ice either stay the same or get smaller, some faster than others. All right, you try this at home and find out what happens to your ice. Thanks, my friends.